All right, guys, on to some very fun stuff. We're talking about a medieval tournament featuring actual combat. These guys getting out there, duking it out. This is the real deal. Real armor, real weapons, all of it coming to the Duke City this weekend. Here with more on the new World Cup tourney is Andre Sinow, captain of Team USA Knights, along with Executive Officer of the team, Jay Brooks, and USA Knight Dan Kitka. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We've been so excited about this all morning. So, first of all, let's talk about this and find out what the Combat League is. This is an international thing, and you represent Team USA.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How many international teams are we talking about?
Well, when we started originally, it was 15 teams, and this year there's actually 30 countries, not 15 teams, but 15 countries. And we have 30 countries signed up this year for Poland, and there's more signing up every day.
Really?
So it's growing very, very quickly.
Wow, okay. So let's talk about some of the things that you guys are doing in this. As we were saying, I mean, this is full on. This is not a staged event. This is not... you know, people might be familiar with Society for Creative Anachronisms, you know, where they do medieval reenactments, but you guys are going full on. I mean, these are real swords, real heavy-duty pieces of equipment.
That's right. It's full force, full contact. They're real steel weapons. There's kicking, there's punching, there's, I mean, you know, there's guys getting bull rushed and knocked down to the ground. So it's a full force, full contact sport.
So tell us a little bit about, now you were telling us during the break, there are different levels of involvement. It could be like a one-on-one, it could be, what was it, 2-on-2 or 4-on-4, and then literally a melee.
Right. So we have three main events that we participate in. One is one-on-one combat, and there's 3 weapons with one-on-one combat. There's sword and shield, two-handed sword, and poleaxe. Those are the one-on-one events.
It's like a gigantic axe. I think we saw a few seconds ago. Guys, what is it? So we've got the armor here. Jay and Dan, what does it feel like to take a hit with one of these things?
Well, surprisingly, you don't really notice that much if your armor's good armor.
Really? So does it absorb some of the shock of the weaponry?
It absorbs most of the impact. It distributes it across the armor. We're hitting each other full force.
Yeah.
Full speed, so if we weren't wearing this armor, we'd have broken bones underneath it.
Yeah.
But we trust in our armor if we have good gear.
Okay. Now, Andre, you said that you are a Marine Reserve. You served as a Marine, and again, everyone here at Tukasa, we always thank our Marines and our men of service for their service to our country, our men and women of service. You have found sort of a new career in making this stuff. How hard is it to make some of this armor?
Well, I've been doing it for a long time, so it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah.
But it's a time-intensive activity, and we're using some pretty high-tech equipment. And one of the things, the advantages that the United States has over some of the other countries is in Eastern Europe, they don't have access to the high-quality steels that we have in the United States. So we're able to work with some very lightweight but very super strong materials.
Wow.
So we have an advantage there.
Okay.
Another kind of an interesting fact is most of the European teams, their average age is only about 23, 24 years old.
Okay.
The American team, the average age is 42. So we're the oldest team out there.
Really?
But the average height and weight of most of the Europeans that are fighting is probably about 5'8", 170 pounds. Our average height and weight is 6'2", 250.
Yeah. So you got the brawn. You've also got a bit more of the experience, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
A little bit more going on up here, which is definitely a big part of it. Now, Dan, I want to talk, excuse me, because your piece looks, it looks more leathery. It doesn't look as like the steel that Jay is wearing. So what is the difference between the two pieces of armor that you gentlemen are wearing?
Well, the time period is from. This is like a 14th century suit of armor, and we're supposed to recreate an actual suit of armor that would have been used. And so mine has steel underneath it in smaller pieces. And as the technology evolved, they were able to make larger pieces of armor that were more protective. So I like the way this looks. He likes the way that looks.
So, but they're both going to do the same job in
Absolutely.
terms of protecting. Now, how heavy is that? How hard is it to move around on that guy? Clearly, the first question I had this morning was, how are the guys going to sit on the couch in armor? But you can move around pretty easily.
Oh, you move
in this.
around very well. My armor weighs about 60 pounds.
60?
About 60
Holy
pounds.
moly.
But it's custom fitted to me.
Okay.
So that means I can move and bend and do all the things I
light.
need to do to fight.
That's 60 is on the light side.
Yeah. Right.
How heavy can these things get?
80, 90, 100 pounds.
Really? Holy moly. All right, so let's talk about this. So we're going to see a demonstration here in just a few minutes. A couple things I want to mention. There is a women's league of this as well.
Right, we have a women's division in the Armored Combat League. As a matter of fact, we're the current world champions, and our women are the current world champions. They've led, the United States women have led the world with women's combat. And I'm very proud of them.
Yeah.
We had some simply amazing women try out for the team last year.
That is fantastic. All right, well, we're going to talk more after the break about how you can get out and see this. I want to mention really quick, and we'll talk about it again, to come out and see this if you are a first responder, police, fire, any first responder, you get in half off. If
Military.
you're military, that's right. And Wounded Warriors get in free this weekend.
Absolutely.
Is that right? Okay,
That's
we're going to talk more about this show going on again. It's the 25th Expo New Mexico, the indoor horse arena on the north side of the Expo grounds from 12 to 3. Tickets only, they're starting at $5, folks. All ages welcome. I think this might be something my little girl and I might come out and see. I think she'll have a lot of fun with it. So anyway, stay with us, folks. We're going to head outside and we're going to see some of this in action.
Great.